Hi everyone. Okay, just waiting for my notifications to come up. Fan on now, air conditioner, the whole kit and caboodle. I'm boiling. Just opening these legs up on this thing. Sorry. A minute. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm live. Hi. Alrighty. I've chucked 2 biscuits down my gob. Rice ones with a lot of butter. Got to have a slab of butter on it. I've inhaled 2 coffees. Hi Sally, hi Sue, hi Judy, how you going? I have pretty much sort of cleaned the bench, sort of. And hi Maria, I can see Sue and Judy as well, and I just said that. And Sally Cox and Michelle and Janine Warner and Cheryl Leeson. Howie, boy. There we go, Donna Letty. Howdy. So if you remember, a while ago I started this baby. Mind you, it's all creased. Okay. And I'm up to the outside borders, which I'm very, very happy about. Hi, Carol. So I thought that I would sew these on while you're here. I'm going to set the camera up just behind me so you can see what's going on. Hopefully I don't get disconnected. Make sure it's all right. Should be all right. Simple one out. G'day, Redo. How you going? Incognito again. So, but I'll be, I'm just going to play with some stuff. I just wanted to say g'day first. And then, hi, Jill. And then what we'll do is I have some stuff over here, so then I'll move it back again. And hi, Sheila. How you going? Hope you're feeling better today. And then I will come back and do another demo, but I'm going to do it on the stripology rulers. All right, so first things first, I need to actually get this camera over here, which could be disastrous, so bear with me while I make a really idiotic move. Hoping that the cord, please, pretty please. Right. Oh, you've got to see my double chin. Look at you. All right, now, I know I've got a fan now. So that is right there. Hopefully I don't kick too much of it. And I think, yep, I'm zoomed almost already. I think I might just wind it up a little. There we go. Sorry, I just hold it still when I do that. Right ahead. There we go. With my hand. There we are. All right, nice and bright light. Just going to move my phone out of the way because that likes to be in the way a lot. Check over here. I'm going to just move the microphone a little. Sorry about that. I know it probably makes noises and that sort of stuff. I always, even with my piecing, I tend to put gloves on. I do have the wrong foot on because it's going to grab. I have it grabs. Oh, bear with me while I swap her over. Today's. Come on, so rookies. There we go. So does anyone have any questions or anything they'd like to ask, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Even if it's not related to this, you don't have to, doesn't have to be related. How tall am I? I'm joking. Any questions? Did I get the borders with the kit as haven't opened them yet? Yes, you did, Rhea. So you just have to cut them. Okie doke. So top and bottom first. I've just got to move my needle over because it's set right at, you know, in the middle. And I want it at 9 because on my machine that gives me a 1/4 inch. So placing the foot on the edge, and we will just, no worries, and just tick along. And the same thing, as you come up to a pin, just take it out. This has been crumpled up in a bag or in a box or something. And I like to use my stop-start button, as most of you know. So any other questions at all? No, everyone's happy. Oh, yeah, should be right, mate. I've got that attitude now with this quilt. I'm like, should be right. Bit of a movement. That's because I didn't iron it again, because I hate ironing. Oops, today's that fell on the floor. That off. Now I'll do the other side. So that's now done. See? Beautiful. Swing her around the other side. Beautiful. This quilt has been a long time coming. If anyone's still interested, I do have one more kit available. I just unthreaded my needle. How redonkulous. I do have one more kit of fabric, not actual pattern, because it's all by video. I'm just trying to thread my needle and talk at the same time. So if you're interested in the fabric range that I've used, your machine is quiet. It's not thumping as it did the other day. Yeah, because I'm not going through so many layers. It's good, hey. It only does that when you're going through all those ribbons and layers of fabric, and then it, paint. Any machine will make a thumping noise. Even an industrial will make that horrible noise because it's just going through so many layers. And the kit of fabric is $50, and all you'd need then would be 3 panels. So 1 or 3, you could have. Well, I've used 1 large panel and 2 of the ones with the 3 pictures in it. But you can have anything you want, really. Those ones with the 3, I then cut up, and I've detailed all the measurements and everything I've cut up in the videos. They are all on YouTube. So you're welcome to go there and watch them over and over again, fast forward, whatever you need. All freebies. And I don't even know how many's on. Oh, only about 15 or so. That's okay. It is middle of the day on Monday. Everyone's got Monday-itis. Or they're all back at the office. We've been told we're allowed to go back in the office, aren't we? Victorians? Bit of a tweak going on here. Go. Alrighty, so cut that off. Now we've got those 2 on, and what I might do, that's that border there, you'll see, is I'll just get my stuff a little bit ready over here. Smooth that out of the way. And that out of the way, and that. And I'll move the camera so you can see what's going on. Just bear with me while I struggle with the cord. Okie doke. So I have a parcel coming from you today. It should be, yeah, nice. So I'm just going to turn the camera around so we see what's going on. I just press buttons. Don't know what that was, but we'll just ignore that. Stop that. Hi, Debbie. How you going? So we're now ready to, I really need to press this. As much as I hate the ironing side of things, I do need to grab my little thing and press it. So I'll just grab that. I'll adjust the camera. And I'm just going to adjust this camera for you. See what's going on. That's all right. You're sewing, Suzanne. It's nice. That's what we like to see. That's the idea of it. You're sitting there watching me. Although, if you're clever, like most women are, you'll be able to do 2 things at once. Sorry, that was just me dropping the cord. Then I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Alrighty. Now, I'm only using my little iron, but it should do the job. It only needs to iron, doesn't need to, or press, it doesn't need to literally iron it, but it's going to do the job just fine. Let's see if I can get it over here. You can see, ditto, I'm doing more of the stained glass Good, that's good. Yeah, like to be productive, us women always are. When do women ever do one thing at once? Even when we're asleep, we're thinking of things. Seriously, I knew there was something wrong. Oh, why isn't it heating up properly? Back down. There we go. That's more like it. Look at the bottom of my iron. Oops. Must get cover for iron. Must make mental note to self. Clean it first, then put cover on. I didn't think it was ironing properly before. I thought I had the plug on, but I didn't. So just a quick iron, and I will flip it over just for a second and just make sure that all my cruddy seam's going all the one way, which it is. And then we'll turn it this way, do this side. Yes, I'm here. What have I missed? Been making bandanas for my spare daughter. No, I haven't really done anything. I've just sewn top and bottom seam on with these outside borders. And I'm going to show you how I make sure that they sort of square up at the top end, because there's nothing worse than that little diamond pear-shaped corner. And okay. Alrighty. So zoom out a little. Move my iron over so I don't burn myself. And my little ironing mat. It's been a while, so I'm just going to measure it again because I can't remember what measurement I had for that. So I think it was 6, yeah. Oh, yeah, so it was 6 inches. So I'll grab that fabric. I've already cut it by the looks because I'm clever. Yes, and I've joined it. You can see the join. It's a mitered join. Okay. Now, stop it from forming. Some pins. Grab one of these, and always right sides together in this case. And fold your border in half, find the center, just like that, and pin it. Like put a pin in that fold. Okay, so just there. Just like that. Get your quilt on that long side we're about to do. 2 edges or top corners together, like that. Find the center. Just remember you've got a lot of bias edges, so try really, really hard not to stretch. Come on, there you go. There it is there. Then there's my center mark there, and my center mark on this, the right sides together. And I have cut these the actual length of the quilt. Place that there in the center and pin down. Then go to one end, pin in that corner, just like that. You can use clips if you want to, doesn't matter. Still right sides together, go to the other top end. Theoretically, this should work. Everything's great in theory, hey? Then, that's looking good so far. It's all right, isn't it? Might have to do a little bit of tweaking. That's okay. You see it's a bit loose. See how loose it is? So just find a center somewhere. Pin. Find the center of that. Pin. You probably find that once you start pinning, it'll just fall into place. Center of that one. Pin. And with all those bias edges, I'm not surprised that I've got some issues with these edges. Now, when you do anything like this, it's really quite loose, biasy. Make sure you put lots and lots of pins in. So I've pinned it to death down there to every 2 inches. Then I'm going to do this little section. You can see it's still loose. See how it's loose? So we'll find the center, roughly, pin that, and the center of that one, line them up, just pin it. And I'm just guessing with the centers. These ones, the only centers I actually measured were was the first one on the quilt and this. Then in between there, and you'll find that the pins will help bring it in and settle it down a little. Okay, so I've pinned it down. You see it's sitting much better now. Okay, then I do the same thing at the other end. Just going to turn it this way. I think that'll help. Get some of that stuff out of the way. And you can see it's baggy. It's all right. We will fix. Don't be tempted. Now, if I hadn't have measured this and cut the fabric and if I had have just cut a whole big strip and joined them together and then just sewed along, you can imagine how it would just go wide out of shape, all right? Because all those bias edges, they just stretch. So don't be tempted. I know it's like quick, but it also has its own problems. If it's really, 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 really bad, like then I will even, come in and take some out of those seams behind. But as a general rule, I try not to. I try and work it in, a little bit of fudging and stuff. So and when you sew, just make sure you sew right up to that pin, not over it, but just right up to it. It's probably been a while since I've starched them too, so you could starch first as well. That can also help settle down those bias edges. The other thing some people do is they also overlock. So overlocking can help. So just gonna find that. I pin like you, Michelle, but also find using a walking foot for seams like that also helps. Absolutely does. I was actually thinking of changing walking foot just as you was writing that. You were writing that, I should say. Definitely helps. The only problem with this machine, I'd have to change to the other walking foot, I think. So it's got a little bit of give there, a little bit of movement just on the edge. Is that it tends to pull that fabric in. Oops, the daisy missed the one. Pulls the fabric in at the start, and I hate that. Choose on it. It's just this foot, one foot that does it. Don't know why. So I'll have to put my one that doesn't. It's got the bigger foot to it. But still do the same thing. It'll make it walk rather than dragging or pulling it in. And on my little break there, I went and actually got my Yazi bags and I actually filled pretty much all of them up. Great minds, yes indeed, it's the name, spelled differently, but still the name. Alrighty, so pin to death, I'm okay with that. I have 30 million pins in that one. Now I'm going to do the bottom one the exact same. So then I can just go straight to the machine and do both, and then she's finished, babe girls. So that one there. That's the same. Right there. And this one. And to get the measurement for these, I've measured across the center of the quilt, not the top or the bottom, okay? Because I want to try and keep the top or bottom the same as the center, not having it move out. You know, especially with all those edges and stuff, there's, you know, and I haven't squared anything off as such other than a couple of the blocks. I've just let it sort of go run wild and free. So if I didn't do this, it would just keep getting weirder and like, you know, like that diamond shape or, you know, hourglass shape. It would look really weird. Now, where's my pin? There it is. Line her up there. And this method does take a lot longer, but trust me, it is much more effective. Because if I hold that like that there and that there tight, look, see how much difference that is. So we need to work it in to make it sit nicely. And it doesn't take much for those bias seams to just stretch. Look how much they stretch. They're shockers. All right, let's find that center. Be about there. Okay, I'll ball that one. sometimes you're lucky and you get a quilt that just happens to be absolutely perfect from head to toe. It just happens to be that way. But that's not that often. I mean, we all do these silly things, and we all have these things that go a bit pear-shaped, and that's okay. That's what it's all about. Nutting out the problem, finding the solution, and making it happen. So, there. That's pretty good, that side. It might be this side might be a little bit more skewy-ski. So you can see how much there's extra in that to this. Even though I've measured across the quilt, it's still, it's a big difference. So I'm going to find that roughly the center. Oh, that's come undone, little booger. I'll have to hand sew that down later. And then you get this down there on that center. This one. That center. You can see there's quite a bit of movement there. Look at that. It's quite baggy. So find your center. And 30,000 pins later, should be sitting nicely. Finish the bandana. Had to have it done when school finishes today. Oh yeah, that's right. Reminded me that. I'm glad you reminded me. School for Jaden. Well, he doesn't. By the time he gets back, it's about 4:25 past 4. So I've still got plenty of time because he goes on the bus. All right, gonna do this one. So I'm really pinning in between pin, in between pin, in between pin. Excuse me. A bit dry in the throat from all the talking today. And now I've got the fan on me. All right, so that'll help. And there we go, in between here. So like I said the other day, I got these stripology rulers in, and I haven't yet played with them. So you're going to get to see, I've seen them used, I know how they work and all that sort of jazz, but I'm sure there's plenty of things yet to learn. But I wanted to just sort of demo straight off the bat. Now that one there, see how it's not lining up? It's out, well, you can't see it very well, but it is, trust me, it's out by a big way. So I'm going to do a bit of tweaking. And you can see here, if I pull that and that flat, there's a good 1.5 inches on the end. Yeah, finishes there, and there's the edge of the quilt. So if I don't work that in, I'm going to have all sorts of dramas. Anywho, there's also a book that came with it, so I'll show you that too. Even as soon as I touch it, ow, it just got me. It's just, so I've also got here, and this is where I'm going to do some tweaking. I've got this sort of like it jumps up a bit. It's a bit of a dog leg, so I'm going to have to make that work in there too. Alrighty, so there, See, that's quite loose. Center. This is a really, it's a problem. It's a problem quilt now. It's become a problem because of the movement and everything. Still like it. I'm still in love with the fact that no points meet and nor do they matter. But in saying that, with all these little triangles and everything, it's created its own problem. All right. So there's another seam that's coming undone. That happens too. Seams will come undone like that quite easily. I must have pulled on it or something. Or probably going in and out of the bag or box that it's been in. It's a bit of pressure and it's come undone because of the chain piecing, because you're not knotting off or reverse sewing, reversing back. Just move that one over a fraction. So I'll be doing a couple of little slip stitches there to grab them. I mean, in the whole scheme of things, if that's my biggest drama today, I am laughing. It's really quite loose, this one. So I've put quite a few pins in there. That one's pretty good. And I'm doing absolutely no stretching at all. You notice I'm not stretching anything. I'm just working it in. So I'm not getting there and stretching this one, the top one, because again, it just creates problems that you don't. Then you're going to try and figure out how to stop it from looking like it's like a pleated shirt. Go over there. And that one in there. And also I have here today some Stonehenge packs that I made up in half metre strips, and I put them in colour lots of 5. So you got 2.5 metres, plenty of fabric to make a quilt out of. Then you can add it to a panel if you want to, and the panels are 28. And then the kits are $62.50, so that still makes a pretty good priced quilt top. So I have those. They'll probably be enough for binding too, I'm reckoning. It's hot here today. 31.5 was out of hot temp today. Oh, that's not too bad compared to the 38 and everything. How's your temperature up your way, Rado? Obviously they stopped that fire. Must have been a smallie. And that side's not too bad. It's got a little bit of stretch in it, but not too bad. A little bit of movement in the bottom one. So again, I'm not stretching that top fabric. It'll only create issues. This is when you're happy you've got 30 million pins sitting next to you. Now when I go and sew it, they'll drive me nutty. Cooler here today, thank goodness. Yeah, I bet. Yep, I think we're going to have a year of crappy fires. Rob said to me the other week, or a month or so ago, no, we won't, we're on the other side where it's more wet, blah, blah, blah. But we've had so much rain, there's so much grass, and it's drying off, and it's really tall. And I think that we're just going to have one of those crappy seasons. I'm hoping none here, but, I hope none anywhere, but yeah. So, and I raised so far, and I haven't handed it over yet, but about $550 for the koalas. So had 3 fires under control now. I've got a shower of rain. Yeah, okay. So I've got to do that too. I had a lot of people put their hand up and they wanted to do the blocks, but I really only got, 3 or 4 to make up a charity one. And I really wanted to get some more charity ones going. So if anyone is interested in doing 2 blocks each, it's just raw edge applique, that would be really very, very much appreciated. Please, fires are under control, and you've got, can only wish we could get rain so dry. Yeah, it would be, love. It'd be bloody horrible. Mum and I are going to go to Queensland next. We're going to go on a road trip next, probably October, maybe. Right, so I have this all pinned, ready to go. So let's sew this down and finish this quilt off. And while I'm just moving this baby girl, and on, I'm just going to turn or move the iron right out of my way. You know what's going to happen, don't you? I'll have the quilt sitting on it. And the silly thing will go on fire. All right, put my pins there, grab my quilt, and I am literally going to put my foot back over. I'm going to grab the fit of that one. So this is like a small foot, so that's very small. And that's the normal one. So see how much wider it is. So I'm going to swap over to that. I'm just going to put that there. Center. Well, I think we're going to go Daintree. I think it's just going to be Mum and me, and we're going to go Daintree. So, yeah, we'll visit. Absolutely. Don't you worry about that, girlfriend. Might even be able to throw a workshop in once I let you know. I'll have to just send the stuff up before I go, so I don't have to travel it all the way up there. Put it in the post, ready to go. When I get there, I can unpack it and sort it out. See, I'm all over this. I know how this works. And which means I actually have to, and I think I'm going to do the solo, the painted solos as well on the way up. So we'll be all over the show. So yeah, so if you guys want me to, we can just extend it. I don't mind. Extend it for a month. Yay. Oh, I'm just going to move that needle right over. The sound has gone on me. Okay. Shouldn't have. I'm just moving my little doodah. Is that better? Move my needle right over. And I'm going to put the, just make sure it's engaged. Put down. It's going to be right, but what I'm, because this is wider than the other one, I'm actually going to just line up that bit there with the edge of my quilt. Okay. Can't hear me. Okay, that's weird. What happened? Hang on. Can you hear me now? It's like, okay, sound gone your end. Okay, sounds okay at Pat's end. So it might be you too. So you might have actually touched something on your screen. All right. Today's wrong one. Needle down. Even then it wanted to chew on it. See how it's starting to chew? I'm just going to cut it off. Started. Don't start with me. Probably because the needle's a bit blunt as well. Just saying. And I'm going to have to slow it down. Sorry, guys. Otherwise, I am literally going to run over 30 million pins. So I'll just a little bit faster now. And just let it feed it in. Stop and start as many times. I think you moved away from the speaker, so you can actually hear me now. How's that better? Is that better? Just move the computer over a bit. So after I do these two seams, we're going to have a bit of a sile. Oh, well, you know, can't go online without showing you the goodies. As soon as you turn your head to the machine, sound goes muffled. Okay, thank you. Good to know. Thanks, Debbie. I might yell. Is that better? So using the walking foot will actually help feed that along. Like Michelle was saying, she uses it as well, and it tends to help pull in or feed it in equally. If you've got a FAF, you've got the IDT, it should do it for you. If you don't, use your walking foot with this sort of, even if you're not quilting, you still use it, just so that you, get a nice even feed. And leave your pins in as far as you can. Wait, oh, that one ran. Um, a tad better, yep. Okay, good. Yeah, I think it's because I moved from the computer. That's where I tweaked because it was uneven. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the workshop today. That's the first time using Zoom. It was a bit of a lesson for me. And my camera didn't die on me. So happy. So once I've done this, we'll log off, go have a cuppa and come back and we'll do the live sale, hey? Mine's there, love. So with all that pinning, and when I've got a quilt on the long arm, and sometimes you'll get a quilt and the actual end, this border, that end border, it will literally be like a Mexican wave. You know, it's so wavy that it makes you can't just stitch it and not do some serious pinning. And I will even pin like that on the long arm, just to make sure that those seams go in where they're supposed to go, you know. So I think the next time we do a Zoom next year, I'm reckoning that we might do the Rosella, the Rosella quilt that I've done. We might do that. That's a lot of fun. Zoom is good for the most part. It gets confusing with a few people and sound on. We did a few family conferences during COVID. Yeah, that's why I sort of thought while I'm actually doing the demo and pretty much most of the way through, once we've got over the hellos, I thought, I'll just mute everyone so you can all concentrate on what I'm saying and there's no distraction. When you're doing a family meeting, you sort of can't, you know. Yeah, Mary said, yes, you can. Yeah, exactly, Julie. More pins, less unpicking. And when you're doing 12 to 14 stitches an inch, the last thing you want to do is be unpicking. And when it's someone else's quilt, you really don't want to be unpicking. So yeah, more pins, less unpicking. Although I do have my little master machine that I love, my little quick ripper. Absolutely amazing little tool. Still don't like doing it if I don't have to. Yes, your way worked great. Oh, good. Yeah, the Zoom, yeah. So yeah, so I think that Mary's going to get down the Rosella. It's just behind the ballerina there. Just if you, yeah, just be careful because it is high, and just watch out for 8-leggers. I'm just saying. Just have a sneak peek first. I always do. All good between them? No, you're going to need a child. There's a little set of steps just behind there, underneath the long arm. Long arm. Yeah, I did quite a bit of research on the Zoom thing before I started because I thought, oh, you know, how's this going to work? Blah blah blah. You know, you haven't tried this feature. You're sort of a bit concerned that it's not going to work okay for what I want to do. And no, it worked really well. So yeah, so the Rosella, I think it's going to be next year. And that'll probably that'll be a good one for a lot of you actually because it's sort of a little bit arty, but is this Zoom thing? It doesn't look any different to me. No, this is Facebook. What we're doing now. You would get sent a like a key, basically, I suppose, or a code and a link, and you just tap on the link and it takes you to the video. Where'd you go? Got it down? Sure. All right. So okay. So while I rearrange, I'm going to zoom this back out and I'll just turn it. Hi. So it's a bit dusty, it's been hanging there for a while, but that's Rosie, the Rosella with an identity crisis. Raw edge applique, no pattern for it yet, so it'll be exclusive. And I think that, yeah, I think that that would be a really good one. Isn't that cool? All boutique. Thanks. No. All right. Let's just wait. Wrong way. I did it again. No, wrong way. Good God, Michelle. All right, let's go. All right, so that's one side. And how'd you go with all those? Good? Oh, you're still going. Okay, yeah. It'll be another, yeah, 10 minutes. We're just keeping them lined up. It just wants to curl up underneath where I'm sitting. Putting it on my lap and trying not to pin myself. I'm stretching out the other side. And the thing with Zoom, Pat, it becomes exclusive to those who've paid, you know, so that no one else can just get on there and freely use it. And, you know, it's just for those who have the link. so that you're getting your value worth, and someone else isn't just seeing a free download and going, I'll have some of that, thanks, and not paying for it. So yeah, I think too having a kit ready was helpful for a lot of people. That helped. Is it blurry or is it just me looking at it going, that's blurry? Move this over this way a bit. Try that. I'll get the leg of my chair out of the way. You're over my shoulder a bit more. Yes. Come on, chair. Be nice. Now it's really off centre, isn't it? Oops, wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, there we go. Off the other way. There we go. It's not clear, it's fuzzy. Yeah, okay. It is fuzzy. I thought it was. I think it's because it's focusing in on my hand. It's very annoying. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. I wonder if I can just do this. Yeah. Right in there. My hand out of the way. Yeah, more so. I had a class that cost a lot of money to join. Teacher then put it on tube and anyone. Oh my God. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah. See, I just find that really, really bad business. That's not, yeah, that's not something you do. It will, if before I put that on YouTube, it will be like 2 years, so it's well out of the way. You guys have got it in first. There might be a patent release as such, but, it's well and truly run its course with you guys, and then it might go on. But even then, I normally don't. I normally keep private videos as such like that, paid videos separate. It could be 5 years before it goes on. Do you know what I mean? Like it's, no, sorry, that would great. I would be savage. I would have sent an email. I probably would have said, I want a refund. That is crap. That sucks. And I've noticed a lot of people really liking, wanting to see Trapunto done. So that's another thing that I will do, but I'll do it as a freebie, of course, because, I like to do these little techniques and that freebies. We're almost there. Oh, well, maybe half. Sorry. Oh, you're joking. The class wasn't even finished. Oh dear. That's really rude. Oh, I'm sorry. I would have asked for a refund. Even more so reason to ask for a refund. That's that is a really sucky thing to do. Especially if you've paid, you know, a lot of money for it. That's wrong. So even now, if people wanted to actually do the video, now we've done part one, I'm not going to record that again. They will pay the same amount but get a pre-recording, which is what we did today, because, and I just charged $50. You know, and that's $50 for 4 classes. It's not. Yeah, because we're not face to face, I did a lot of venting to my poor partner. Because it's not face to face. I mean, I know that I'm still doing the work, but it's only 2 hours. You know, it's only a couple of hours here and there. I do the demo, I have a chat along, do it pretty much like this, probably a little bit more organised. And yeah, so it's sort of really quite, I liked it, I really enjoyed it, but I do like the face-to-face classes. I just think they're so much fun. I love catching up with you girls. Hi Lynette, I can see you there. Welcome. We're almost finished this. You'll be able to replay and fast forward through my yapping. Because it's live, I can't fast forward. So I'm getting there. And I'm going slow because I've got 30 million pins and I just don't want to run them all over. No, that's right. You deserve to get paid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. But and I don't mind, you know, I mean, I look at it this way. It's not just $50 for a class. If I've got 10 people there, you know, that's 50 for 10 people each. So that it works out fine for me that way. I mean, you know, some people have 30, 40 people doing their classes and they're all getting charged $150. Louise, this is finishing off the Triangles in Training workshop. Oh, not workshop, I suppose it's a workshop. We've been doing it for a while now, quite a few months. Every now and then I do a couple of videos on it. And literally the triangles are in training. Very rarely do their points meet. It's using the wildlife panels. I do have videos on YouTube if you wanted to watch from the start. It's quite a few, bit of fluffing around, but you can at least fast forward. When it's live, you can't. Hi, Cheryl. All right, so that's that done. We are done and dusted nicely. So let's move over. Let's give it a quick press, and then Mary's going to help me with, not yet, with the camera. Oh, that was my wrinkly neck. And I'm just going to go here. I'm going to get that over there, that here. That so you can hear me. Grab my iron. There we go. There we go. We're all over this. We can do this. We're women. We can do anything. Alrighty. So again, the quilt down. And like I say, I had to do a lot of pinning to get that baby to sit in nicely. It would have been a good 2 to 2.5 inches difference between the centre to the top, which this is something that brand new quilters go through and do all the time. You have overheads and a business to run. You need money to help. Yeah, absolutely. But I calculate accordingly. You know, I'm also not a greedy person. You know, I just I love doing what I do because I know that it makes people happy, and you know, my husband will be like, just make the money. But me, I'm sort of like, yeah, no, but yes, I do have to pay for overheads, but I don't need to be a rich woman. Do you know what I mean? Just open the stone hedge. Isn't it amazeballs? So, oops, that's the other border on the side. I've got a little bit of a crease there, but you know what? Blind man would love to see it. A little bit of a pinch. Look at that. I'll just press it in. Nice. You know, this sort of quilt or this sort of, all these things are things that, you know, brand new quilters go through. Like you say, even other quilters who've been quilting for years still go through some of these problems. And I sort of like the fact that I let it go. I just went, you know what, we're just going to let it go. We're just going to go, that doesn't meet that and I don't care. Oops, daughter, sorry, said that's mine. Oh dear. Yeah, she needs to learn how to sew. Then you'll have a conspirator, I should say. Yeah, so, all right, so I've got that all ironed. I'm just going to move the iron out of the way and turn it off because I'm absolute mad woman for doing these things. And I don't think Mary needs to come and help, so I'm just going to move that down. And you ready? You don't need to see all of it. You just need to see the quilt, don't you? So how cool is this? Look at that. Can you see it? Let's see if I can zoom it back out. There we go. Look, look, look. How cool is it? Looks good, doesn't it? And on a point join, not one point joins. And some of those borders don't look straight either. Trust me. But look at the effect you get. And it's done. And once I've quilted it to death, it'll be fine. All right, so let's just, guys, let's just get that over here. All righty. So that's that. I'm going to see you guys very soon. Give me about 20 minutes. We'll see you 3:30. Come back and we'll have a bit of a sale. And you can see the stuff behind me. It's all for you guys. It's good, isn't it? And just look at the pretties behind you. I know. Look at all the fabric. You guys have to go to get on a road trip, bus trip. I don't care. Pick each other up on the way down and do a massive big Thelma and Louise. Just don't bring Brad Pitt here. I don't need another bloke in my life. So, what do we got here? That looks the pretties behind you. Louise, that's awesome. Lynette, stunning. Pat, very cool. Suzanne, so pretty. Must get mine started. Ha. The videos are all there. They're all there for you to have a look at now. I'll upload this one in the next couple of days or so, but they're all on YouTube. So go in there and you'll find them. See you soon, guys. Bye.